Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecalls Trading.com live recap webinar. And I'm having some microphone issues as of late, so I'm hoping that I won't get cut off in the middle of the show. But if I do, then I'll just do as quickly as I can. But let's just hope I don't. Well, today, I have to say, every now and then, as I've told a lot of you, there are days when I'm actually 95, almost 100% accurate on my calls when I do my analysis report. Now, keep in mind, every day, banks, their team of analysts do what they call analyst reports. You see, over this morning, there were over hundreds of them. And each of them give you an analysis of Tesla with Concord. And these are people that get paid $2, $3, $4, $500,000 a year. They give you analyst reports on what they think is an upgrade, a downgrade, what a stock should do, and why. You see, when they give you an analyst, what they do, when they give you a call, so let's pick one from a tier one. Okay, a tier one analyst is one that AJ recognizes, somebody that stands out and says, okay, and I like what they have to say. So the Goldman boys, the Goldman Sachs, they give a sell rating on Hormel. So they take a stock like Hormel and they say, okay, we think this stock is worth 30 today. We think it's worth $35. We're going to lower our price from 37 to 35. Okay, so there's a price, right? Then they indicate this is why we think. So they can't just tell you we're downgrading. We have to tell you why. Remember the why? You always wonder where AJ gets this. Where does AJ always get this why? I mean, why? So, well, imagine an analyst cutting a price target or increasing a price target. And think about it for a second. I know it sounds stupid to you, but think for a second. Wouldn't you want to know why? Like, okay, so why are you cutting the price target? Why are you decreasing it? Why are you saying Netflix is worth 600 or 400? Why do you think Hormel is worth? All right. So that's what an analyst does. He gives you a price because what they do is they do research and they make phone calls to management. They either sit down with management and then they talk to them and they realize, after about 10, 20 minutes or an hour that based on what they've seen, they don't think they're going to either do well into earnings or they're light on their guidance. Therefore, they don't think their value. So today, like Goldman came out and said that Hormel was worth $35 a share versus 37, which is going to cause a pull down in the stock. Now, JP Morgan came out and said that also that Hormel was worth $36 a share versus 40. So Hormel came. And again, please understand, when an analyst comes out, they tell you, we're going to cut the price of Hormel from 40 to 36, and here you go. The why. The why. He has given a full research report why this stock should be lowered. Now, I want you to take that same concept and come to Awesomecallstrading.com. Okay, I want you to come take that same concept and come to Awesomecallstrading.com. And guess what you get every morning? That's right. You get a professional day trader's analysis report on 12 to 14 different stocks. This particular individual, his name is AJ of AJ Trader 7 of Awesome Calls, will sit down and actually find a stock. He'll give you a price target. He tells you if the stock will go down. He'll give you an entry. He'll tell you what to look for, and he'll give you an exit. And then he tells you why. And he'll do it on 12 different trades every day, 5 days a week. So your little $6.75 a day basically gives you a report. You are guaranteed a report every day, okay, from your chat room. Now, why do not scans work at night? Okay, I came from a room that did that. And I know that a lot of you don't do that in here, which is because I don't do that in here. Okay, I want you to do something, for instance. Okay. All right, I want you to visualize for a second. Visualize with me, everyone in the room. Why do I think nightly scans are bullshit? Why do I think nightly scans are bullshit? All right? Why do I think nightly scans are a waste of time? Okay? Why does AJ not do nightly scans? Let's talk about that for a second. Okay. So the market's up 50 points. It's grinding. Market's up 66 points. So you go in there and you do your scans, right? I think Apple's going to do this. I think AMD is going to do this. I think Apple's going to do this, and I think it's going to, you know, you know, make a move to the upside. Maybe, it's all in presumptions of what, right? What's the presumption? The presumption is if the market continues to go higher, Apple should move higher, which is pretty obvious, right? The problem is I don't. Nobody knows what the market's going to do really until the next day. You want it to go up, you believe it'll go up, and you know the market's on steroids, so it's pretty easy to predict. Yeah, it's going to go up. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. Yeah, 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 yeah. But it doesn't necessarily. Now, what happens on all those scans that you did? Let's say you did 5 or 6 different ideas, and then the next morning the market's gapping down 280 points. And then we have some horrific news on Boeing, and then all of a sudden Amazon issues some horrible guidance. What do you think all those nightly scans are going to look like now? They're worthless. They're worthless because you just spent all this time telling somebody, assuming the market goes up, this is what I'm looking for. And then you wake up and the market's down 200 points. So basically your entire scan just got thrown in the trash because now you have to reevaluate, right? And so you're scrambling around the last minute, and then you're looking at points, and you're looking at this area should here, this is a resistance area. Your whole thesis changes, all right? Let me tell you something. When I was a child in trading, a little kid, I was 40 years old, okay? I used to do that. I want to do nightly scans. I want to look important. I want to sound great. But I realized the next day the market changed. And you know what else changes? There's a whole new set of plays coming out. And if I'm stuck on my nightly scans, I'm not going to be able to capitalize on a watt. And I'll show you watt in a little bit. That's moving up 2 points since I spoke about it. I told everybody in the room it's going to take off. When I got back in the chat room at 210, it's now 212.63 and going all the way to 215. Just because I said that. You see that? But if you're stuck on an Apple or an AMD or an NVIDIA, then you're stuck. You know what I mean? You don't get the opportunity to trade a watt because, unfortunately, the rooms that you're choosing will not trade these. And then the small cap rooms will not trade a watt. See how watt's moving up another point? See, it's almost 214. Now, to a lot of you, what's the big deal? Well, what's the big deal? Walk in the chat room, buy it at 210. It's now 213. That's 3 points. Look at the time frame I walked in. See, I walked in 11:05. Said watt's going to take off. And look, 30 minutes later, it's $213 a share. If you took 100 shares, you made $300. But if you're not in a room that trades it, you'll never know how to trade it. So nightly scans to me don't work. They don't work. Everything can change on a dime. So what I look for is I look for what's in momentum. What is in play? We're in earnings season, traders. We have thousands of companies reporting. Thousands. All right? We have hundreds of opportunities as day traders to capitalize on. Okay? And opportunities mean money. And so it is my job as a day trader, not a Mary trader, okay? Right? Not a I'm gonna love this stock only for the rest of my life and only trade one or two items. No, I'm a day trader. I trade the action. I'm an action trader. Okay? I trade the momentum. If it's gapping up, if it's got an analyst call, if it's an IPO, if it's a bio, if it's garbage, if it's a pump, if it's a dump, if it's a small cap, big cap, low cap. All right? My mind is, hey, so in order to be able to be that good in day trading, you have to spend years and years and years and years, unfortunately, of doing losses and learning the game. You have to get to the heart of why a stock is going to move up and down, all right, long or short. You have to get in the heart of the company. You got to feel the market, what it's going to do that day, okay? That takes passion and love for the game, all right? You have to have that first. Then things will follow. Then you study. You take every loss and you learn from it. You don't make the same mistake twice. You write down your errors. You check yourself. All right? Checking yourself is really important. Look in front of the mirror and don't point fingers at anybody except yourself. And check yourself out. All right? Leave your ego at the door and focus what's in front of you. Focus on the action and why the stock is moving. Okay? How much you want to make a bet? Watt will be at 215 by the time I'm done on this webinar. You'll see. Okay? So that's 5 points just during the webinar. Okay, so my point is that I spend all this time doing this. Now, what's the benefit of being in this room? The benefit is because of my mistakes that I have done over the years, I will prevent you from making those mistakes. My job is to make sure that we capitalize, preserve your capital, that we only take the really great trades, the quality trades that will make you quality money in a short period of time. Your time is limited. So my job is to educate you and bring you to the table every day 12 solid ideas that you can capitalize with. All right? So you don't blow up your account. You don't chase things. All right? So this is what I do now. This is why when you're in a quality room like this, you're learning the game. You're feeling the passion. You're winning on your trades. You're understanding it more and more why a stock is going to move. You have the guidance of a professional day trader who's been doing this for 16 years, who's not afraid to be wrong and will correct himself in front of you and say, okay, that didn't work. Fuck it. Let me go over here. I'm going to make my money over here. Okay? And when you trade live side by side with an individual like that not only has the passion for the market, understands the market, all right, but can give you quality ideas to prevent you from losing money, but to make money. You know what these are? These are solid opportunities. They're an opportunity for you to make a living. Now, are there other 50 or 100 other stocks in play? Sure. But what good is it for me to put down 100 ideas and 2 work? Let's focus in on 10, maybe 12. All right, let's start from $3 and work our way up to $400 stocks. Okay? And then we'll pick and choose which ones we want to play with. Let's pick the ones that have pretty big range, where a stock is down 40 points, another one's down 10, another one's down up 11, another one. See my list? Range, right? I got $12 on Hasbro. I got $11 on Whirlpool. I got $40 on Watt. I got Tesla 5. I've got 5 on UTX. I've got EDU gapping 3. These are points. Points equals money. Okay? And so what I look for are ways for the room and you as an individual trader can capitalize on to make money, to not blow up your account. But while you're making money, I'm teaching you how to read the chart, what to look for, flag breakouts. Don't go in too quick. Scale in. Because it's not just about reading the stock or understanding the company. You have to learn how to trade properly. So it's an ongoing process. You have to look at Awesome Calls Trading as just a pure education. That's it. Your $197 a month or $6 is your monthly tuition to the School of Day Trading. That's how you have to look at us. This room is what it's basically it's like a college course. You're getting the absolute best Princeton or Notre Dame or the best college course for $197 a month in day trading from a professor that lives, breathes, understands the market, and will not let you fuck up as a trader, who will believe in you too. I mean, we haven't even dealt with the emotional side of day trading. This is just the fundamental side of day trading. There's a whole nother side of day trading that every day I have challenges with individuals. They mess up on a trade, and all of a sudden they're pissed off with themselves. They don't want to trade anymore. They have one or two bad days. They think they should take a week off or a month off. I got to get in those people's heads and say, stop. All right? It's part of the process. It's part of the journey. All right? That's what day trading is. It's a journey. And every day you're a part of it. But you got to learn the game. So look at Awesome Calls. Look at Awesome Calls Trading as basically the college course of day trading. That's only going to cost you $1,200 for every 6 months, unless you want to do the 6-month plan, which is $1,000. Or you can go to college, try to get a BA degree, and make less than what we do in the first 20 minutes of the opening bell. I mean, you could always do that and spend $50,000, $100,000, get yourself in debt. Or you can spend $6.75 and get taught how to make hundreds of thousands of dollars if you understand how to day trade. And one thing I really want to stress is I don't sell a dream. You don't ever see me flash cars and jewelry and houses and look how great I am and egos and all this other bullshit. And I'm trading from a jungle, with my laptop. I'm not into that. That's not gonna make you a better trader. Whatever I have in my life has no benefit to you. All right? My job is to make you a better trader, a better person, a person that believes in himself and what he's doing. That's my job. My job is to make you money every day, not to be your personal best friend in here. Okay, I'm not here to find out what car you drive and where you're going to go for the weekend. Fuck that. That's not my job. My job is when you walk in here to find you a trade, make you a couple hundred, $3, $4, $5, thousands of dollars, whatever it is you want, I will deliver. You just have to open up your mind when you walk in here. So this morning, one of the first ones that I looked at this morning was a stock called Watt. Now, let's be honest. I never traded Watt in my life. I never heard of Watt. All right? And you can laugh all the fuck you want. I don't care. It means nothing to me. But today, they're down 40 points. So guess what? Watt's on my list. So what do? I got to dive into the earnings. I got to read them. Okay, you don't read them because you don't understand them. So you rely on me to read them. Yesterday, I played ISRG for 5 or 6 points live in front of everyone. Today, because of earnings season, we get these type of trades. Today, Watt was our trade, like ISRG. So I read the report, and yeah, did they lower their guidance? Yes, but the stock's down way too much. So I told the chat room to start buying at 201. If the stock pulls to 198, add to it and have like a 200 average. The stock will rebound 10 to 15 points today. Now, look at how I wrote it. I want you to look carefully how I wrote it. Okay, I didn't draw this up for you to lose. First of all, I don't give you a fucking stock to lose. I didn't draw this up so it could go opposite. I didn't put this together and do all my homework for you to fucking lose. No sirree. I wrote this shit down so you would make a fucking dollar today. So you would at least, at the very least, make $6.75 on my idea. So if you follow this trade, And as an option player, what if you would have walked in, the stock's sitting at 200, and you bought 215 calls today? Imagine how much money you'd be up. Because why? Because I told you to start buying at 201 and look for a 10 to 15 point move. So you would have went, fuck it, I'll just buy 215 calls. I only have $1,000, so I'll take $500 worth and buy some calls on it, buy some contracts. Man says it's going to go up. He's already done the homework. He's already read the report. And now he's telling us what to do with the stock. All right. So you want to see how we played it? Here we go. All right. So here is what? Again, a trade I never did in my life. But I didn't need to because I'm a seasoned veteran. I'm a pro. All right. I've been around the block. These guys are 5, 6 years, 3 years, 2 years. They're not going to fucking deliver shit like this to you. All right. They're so stuck in their little bullshit little cubicles that they don't understand this kind of trade. And if the only way they are going to trade it is if they copy or paste whatever we put it in our room. It's the only way they can trade it. But in here, we just trade it. So let's follow the rules. All right. We see we're down 40 points. It's already given. AJ read the report, says it's down too much. AJ said it's going to probably rebound 10 to 15 points. So AJ says start buying at 201, add on dips to 190, and if it pulls to 198, have a 200 average. Now I want you to count. AJ said it would go to 10 to 15 points to the upside from $200. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're almost 14 points. All right? You want to see how quickly you could have made money in the room? Look at the 200. It hit 209 in 15 minutes. 100 shares, 9 points, $900. 20,000 buying power. Again, you're trading with a professor. All right? All these other mods, they've been around a little bit. They're little teachers. They're little teachers. They're my assistants. Okay? In here, in Awesomecalls Trading, the mods are professors. They're seasoned veterans, been around the block, been trading for a long time. AJ, he's a professor. So he sees the move before you even get up. He's not afraid to put it in writing. All right? That's just one. You want to see another one? I'll give you another one. How about CDNS? You ever seen this one before? Probably never even heard of it. Truth is, I didn't either. But I didn't have to. It's earnings play. Earnings came out. They did stellar. Made a nice run. Squeezed the shit out of the shorts. So here's pre-market. See pre-market? Still up. 67 a share, right? From 64. You know what I said? I look at this. Just these little pieces here. Right? Just these little pieces here in pre-market. And I'm going, 67, 68, 67. Just a little. This is all I saw. And where it closed yesterday. And you know what I said? Stock's going to pop to 69, scale and short ticket down to $65 a share. That's what I said in 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, I evaluated this trade. Why? Because I read the report. You didn't. The report told me how to read the earnings. The earnings told me that even though they did good, this was up too much. The chart told me that we're going to have a lot of profit taking. The chart also told me I was going to get a squeeze at the open. The chart, in 2 seconds, because of the earnings, the way I read it, it took me 10 seconds to evaluate. I was going to get a pop at the open because the shorts were going to cover and squeeze. And then I was going to get a flush on profit taking because of all the bag holders that have been holding stock into earnings. Now I have to trade it out. So now I have to put it into writing. My own analyst report for $6.75. So here it is. Gapping up 3. I want to pop to 69, and I want to take it down towards 65, and then go long off the bottom. You see how I wrote all that? Pop it open to 69, scale in short, take it to 65. How do I know that? Because I'm a fucking professor. That's why. All right? Now you want to see the trade? Guess what? Pop it open, 69. Scale in short, take it down. Guess what? $65.87. You want to see an end result? How about we take Leanna, part-time mother, full-time mother, I'm sorry, part-time trader, comes in, takes care of her family, all right, and look at her trade, all right, 69, see her short position, added, scaling in, see this? This is a teacher now. Leanna's becoming a teacher. You see that? She's been in the room 6 months, almost. She signs up annuals. Yeah, over a year, I think. You see how her trading is just phenomenal? Look at it. She did exactly what I said to do. She got in a little bit early, added again. 300, had an average of probably 69. She covered 68, 67, $326. She was done in what, 6 minutes? You see that? She's becoming a teacher. She was done in 10 minutes of work. Because why? She came in and she simply read what was presented to her on the analyst report that I wrote. She executed it the way I told her to, and she got paid. She was done for the day. Okay, let's do another one. Whirlpool. Now this one, Whirlpool's kind of weird. All right. Last quarter, I got fucked. I lost a lot of money. It hurt me. I played it 6 times that day, and I never won. I think I won once. Joel, me, and a few other people in the room. I'd say a lot of people in the room. I fucked up. That was 3 months ago. But I learned from my mistakes, and I don't repeat them. So today I read the report very thoroughly, and I felt the stock would sell off in pre-market to 142 to 144. If it hit 142, I wanted to long the stock and play a pop. Okay? And that was my call today. I did this trade live in front of everyone. All right? And sure as shit, I wrote it down here how to play it. Whirlpool. I think the stock will come all the way down. This is in pre-market to 142. So if you were short at 148, 147, 146, I was telling you it was going to come down. When it hit 142, I wanted to go long. All right? And so for me, the morning play was going to be just like that. That's how I wanted to play it. So if you look, right, here comes the pull, here comes the sell-off. So if you were short here pre-market, you looked at my pre-market notes, it came all the way down to 141. I missed it by $1. But remember I said in pre-market, remember? I said come down to 142. Here's the 142 at the opening bell. Ding, 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 142. And guess what we did? We went long at 142. And guess where we sold? 144, 145. See that? I'm staring at my thing right now. I made $357 on this trading with 100 shares. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Actually, I think we played it twice. Yeah, that's right. I made 200. I think I made 247, and then I went back in with Joel, and we played it one more time on a bounce for another point and a quarter or something. So my total on it on 2 trades, that's right, $357. And then I left it alone. I didn't want to touch it anymore. The next one that we did was Trov. Now, Trov likes to kind of rehash a lot of its headlines. And their headline this morning was kind of just, I don't know, to me it was just nonsense. And I read it off of, I think it was Raphael Armand. He put it out this morning. And the headline basically told me right here, Trov announced data demonstrating significant synergy. Okay. In this headline, this told me to short the stock. And I know a lot of you, I did this really quick this morning, and once I saw it gapping up 1.5 points, I said, there was a word in the headline that told me immediately to short the stock. A lot of you won't understand this, but for me, because I've been doing this so long, this was the word, demonstrating. When I see demonstrating, that's kind of like, to me, a very vague statement on like a trough, for instance. Very vague. What does that mean, demonstrating? All right. Is it primary endpoint met? No. Is it FDA approval? No. Did the FDA sign on this? No. So what is this news? Well, this is our company saying we're demonstrating significant stuff. Oh, so you're just trying to pump your stock. See, that to me is that word, that's a pump, nothing more. And so how I react to it is basically simple. I go to my pre-market notes and I look at the chart and I say, all right, this is nothing more than a pop and fade. I read the news, anything pop towards 5, scale in short, take it down to 350 and under. And that's it. All right. Once the lower lows set in, it'll fade. Because I read how the PR was written. And here's the call. Any pop towards 5, scale in short. Once the lower lows set in, which it did right here, start to pull. Here's the opening, really sold off. And we're looking for 350. It hit 360 so far, and I think it continues down to 350. And the reason why I want 350 is because when the news came out, that's where it started. So I figured we could probably fill that full gap. Okay. The next one was UTX. And UTX was an earnings play again. See how important earnings are? Now, UTX had decent earnings this morning. Their guidance they raised. But I did feel that the stock would probably cap out around 142. So I told the day traders in the room, on the clients, I said, look, watch for a pop to 142, scale in short, and take it down to 138. And that was the goal for the trade. And now I was just looking, I felt that 142 was going to make a move, and I'll show you right here on it. UTX. Gapping up 5, I like to see a pop at the open to 142 and then shred it to 138. I want 2 to 3 points to the downside. So basically, it tells the day trader, again, it's an earnings beat, the why, where the stock should peak, 142, or a little bit above, how many points you're going to make, 2 to 3, and where the stock should pretty much settle. You see, that is a professional day trader's analysis report to you for $6 a day. He's presented everything he possibly can to help you trade that stock. All right? So when you look at this, you might think, wow, he only put 20 minutes into this report. I put 16 years of my blood, sweat, and tears into this report. I've taken the beating. I've taken the losses. I've fucked up 1,000 times. Remember that statement Michael Jordan always says? I failed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Or he said, I missed, but I never fail. That's AJ. All right? I've taken enough beatings that I don't falter anymore. I just look at it now. I analyze the report, I read it, I look at the stock, I look at the range, and I immediately put it into effect. And then I put it into play. Okay, so I'm looking at the gap up, pre-market, and I'm going, stock's going to pop to 142, a little bit above, and come down to 138. Ding, 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 ding. If you look in the first opening bell minute, ding, 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 I said it would pop at the open to 142. It hit $141.80, 141.80, and pulled all the way to 139. Right there is a trade in itself. Now, let's do it again. Stock ran again, hit this time now 142.36. And guess where it came down? $138.86. Another great trade. And while this is trading, I'm telling traders, okay, it's topping. Watch for the sell-off now to 138. So I can let traders know that are in that trade, they're trading it. Okay? Let me show you another one before I finish. HSTM. Now this one actually went lower than I thought. I read the report this morning on HSTM. And you want to see this? I came in this morning and I looked at this. It was, trust me, this was not on anyone's radar. Nobody has this trade but us. And I looked at the stock and I was going, man, I got a lot of bag holders here. I read the report. Inline guidance. They didn't raise too much. And then I looked and I saw it was gapping up on such thin volume here. I'm talking 120, 4,000 shares. And that told me right there, this is going to just get clobbered at the open. And my first initial reaction was it should short and fill the gap all the way to 27 and under. And that's what I wrote. So I was guaranteeing you almost 2 points on the trade. And you could see it right here. I think it was our second or third pick this morning. HSTM, $29, add on any pop, and take it down to 27.50 and under. All right, so I was guaranteeing you 1.5 to 2 points on a quick trade. I have a lot of traders that love this kind of play setup. I love it too. I think it's an amazing trade. But because there was so many bag holders into earnings, initially it did exactly what I wanted. You see the pop? Remember I said 29 to 29.50? What is that, 29.25 average? There's your average. See the pull? Gap filled to 27. There's 27 right there. Then it popped almost a point. Then it died. And it just sold off. Right now I'm long the stock. And I almost got a full point on it. But I'm holding it right now. I'll sell it into close. I was hoping to get 27 on it. But my whole point to this trade was, what a great short. Because once it failed and pulled and hit below the flag, all you had to do is reshort the stock. It was heavy. It was very thin. It's a thin stock, but enough to get 250, 300 shares in. And once it pulls, I mean, sky's the limit. I mean, this thing, $25 from 29. What a great! Like I said, I love earnings. It gives us the range if you know where the stock's going to go. It was a great trade. It really was. And lastly, I just want to show you Tesla. I think we're probably, between Janny and myself and Dark Side in here and Fire, the mods, we're probably one of the best crew collectively that know how to trade Tesla. And I think we all learn from each other why these calls are so good. And Tesla, to me, was just, I want you to see perfection. This is the epitome of being a professional day trader, understanding Tesla. Now, Elon came out yesterday, was talking about all this, I don't know, where do you begin? I mean, this guy, sometimes he's in left field. Well, yesterday he was in left field. He wasn't even on the field. I think he was out in the stands. I think he was in the parking lot. I mean, we're going to do 1 million cars on the road, selfless drivers or whatever you call it. I'm like, okay, all right, you need to stop. All right, you're scaring investors now. So I figured his talking was going to sell off the stock to 255. Don't ask me why. I just sensed it. But then I thought once the initial sell-off was going to come, we were going to get the buyers to come in, and they were going to take it back to 265. You have to understand the stock, Tesla. All right, it's an iconic stock, iconic person that runs the company for now. But you have to understand it. You can't say, oh, the stock's going to just dump to 200. You're stupid if you think that way. You can't. You really need to stay focused on the reality of the stock. And there's a certain area the stock will come down, resist, pop out. Yes, you can chart it all you want from a technical side, but I'm actually trading the fundamental emotional side of the stock and how investors perceive it. And to me, when I looked at this gap down here from yesterday's close, I said to myself, this is going to drop to 255, bottom curl, go long to 265. And that's exactly what I wrote. And I'll show it to you right here. All right. I would long here at 258, add at 255, have an average, and the stock will go to 265. Now, traders, you cannot get more fucking clear on a call. This is the epitome of professional day trading, and there's no one else that does this on a consistent basis for $6 a day. But it's not just that, it's trying to teach you. All right, if you see a downgrade and the stock is $100 on the downgrade from B of A, the stock isn't going near there. It's just a fucked up analyst that's got his head up his ass. You have to trade when it comes to Tesla. You have to be one of the elite day traders out there that understand the stock. And there's only a certain range that this stock will hit. I'm staring at a stock that closed at 262. It's gapping down 5. And I'm telling you, take it long and add it 255, so your average is 256.7, right? And then I'm telling you the stock's going to go to 265. Don't fucking argue. Just buy the 265 calls and enjoy the ride. You want to see the stock? Here it is. Remember I said buy at 258? 258. Remember I said go ahead and add on the dip to 255, hit 255.75. Here's your average. Did I say the stock would go to 265? There's 265. You see that? And in the first, looking at it, 15 minutes of the trade, you literally, if you followed my stuff to exact, you still would have made it to 263 and made 5 points. Imagine making 5 points in a little less than 15 minutes of work, and you could have been done for the day. But I trade all day, and I said it would go to 265, just like I called Netflix to 360 that day from 352. When you're in Awesome Calls Trading, this is what you're delivered every day. And it's up to you to select which one you want. And every day you get this. All right? So that is today's recap. And I hope that you take this one, learn from it, study it, look at each chart I wrote, why I wrote it. Again, you can't be successful in day trading unless you have the understanding of why a stock's going to move up or down. When you understand it, that's when you size in because you know where it's going to go. And that's why day traders keep coming in, especially ones that have been trading for 6 months to a year. They're coming in left and right because they've been all around and like, okay, now teach me. All right. And so that's that. And I have a quick question. Can you explain analysis on Lumber's liquidator, my swing idea from 1180? I don't want to, let me do that. Let me close out here, DR, and I'll explain it to you real quick, okay? All right, so thank you, traders. If you want to be a part of the room, click here, and boom, boom, you're all set to go, okay? And just click, and there you go. Just scroll down and sign up for the month, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? So, all right, thank you. Bye-bye.